Good morning, everyone. Um, and we have the Queen of Swords. So, an underlying theme for this month is to um, some some unnecessary clutter will be cut out of your life, and you'll be seeing things very clearly and very truthfully. You'll be seeing situations from a very thoughtful and clear perspective. You'll be communicating really well and in a very upfront and constructive manner. So that's a really nice underlying theme. Communication will be highlighted, and and thoughtfulness. Oh, and we have judgment. Yeah, so really taking a thoughtful, balanced approach and making some pretty big decisions this month. So, um, if there, if some situation's been going on, you're finally going to really be able to call upon your Queen of Swords and look at things very analytically and thoughtfully and with cutting away any extraneous emotions or BS or anything else clouding a situation, to be able to make um, a decision about the situation and then move on. This card is about rebirth, reawakening. And once you've cleared out all the clutter, you're going to kind of be like, oh, I got it. And you're going to move forward in a different way because you're going to have shed sort of that baggage that was tying you to a situation or the way you handled the situation or the way you thought about a situation. And it's going to allow you it's almost freedom, I feel like, to move forward. And this bird is flying in the air, and once the decision is made, you're sort of free from it. It's no longer going to be like a monkey on your back or hold you down. And we have the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles traditionally can mean being miserly or holding on to things too tight, material things too tight. But I really see the card as a card about boundaries. And sometimes people's boundaries are too strong that no one can deal with them. And sometimes they're too loose and you let people walk all over you, or people can almost become disrespectful because you are too open and nice and free and don't sort of set limits around what is acceptable to you or not. So finding that balance with this card it's tricky and the people who tend to run over other people's boundaries tend to be the people that have the strongest boundaries themselves. I'm just pay attention to it. The people who are like so just, fixed and not mutable and just, never seem to give an inch. But they're the ones that will just completely blow through your wishes and desires, no matter how clearly you communicate them. So going back to this Queen of Swords and the Judgment, you may need to make a decision where you put some boundaries down, and this may very well result in someone, if you do have that type of person around you that is all about their boundaries and completely disrespectful of yours. I mean, they may leave your life. And that's a decision you're going to have to make. And it's not and I think you're going to make it. It's not going to be an emotional one. It's going to be calling upon your Queen of Swords, and you're going to be like, "You know what? That's their choice." But for me, this is going to be very thoughtful. For me, you're going to clearly communicate, "Listen, you will not treat me with disrespect. You will respect my boundaries. These are my boundaries. And these are the consequences if you don't respect them, and you cannot be a part of my life if you do not treat me with respect. So something like that. So, ooh, I like it. Stand up for yourself. And the Three of Cups. Yeah. So it may very well improve relationships. Maybe the person didn't know. And because you're going to communicate this clearly and constructively, not emotionally and from a place of anger. Oh, this is applying to me. Okay. I got the lesson. Got it. Thank you. It's going to actually bring people closer together, or it's going to bring you closer together with certain people, and maybe some people that may normally have been here are not there, but you're going to be happy actually without their presence. So really good self-care for you guys this month by really defining your boundaries and clearly, constructively, and non-emotionally communicating them to the people that may have not been respecting them in your life, and being able to move forwards, knowing that you're allowed to set boundaries and have limits and communicate those, and the people that love you and support you will be happy to comply, and the people that don't, well, you know what? They can fly away. That's their choice. You know what I mean? That you can't control that. But I think it's going to have, I think you're going to feel really good about how you handle the situation. And I think you're going to be a stronger, more confident person moving forward because of it. Oh, the Tower. So the Tower, it's one of those dreaded cards. Oh God, the Tower. Total mass destruction. But really, I'm trying to embrace these more negative cards. And the Eight of Swords is one of those cards where sometimes people are like, oh, but I really embrace that because come on, you can completely solve this. It's just a block in your own mind. So that's really not, in the grand scheme of things, that's a big deal. You can solve it. You can deal with that. So the Tower usually shows up when we need to sort of break out of the Eight of Swords. We need to stop being in that perpetual state of, oh, I'm trapped. I can't get out. I don't know what to do. This is awful. The Tower comes along and forces us out of that Ring of Swords. It doesn't wait for us to see it. It forces a change that needed to happen anyway, but for some reason we could not bring about ourselves. And I think in this reading, it's talking about our own mental blocks. So an extreme example is if you're in a job you hate and you get fired from it. You probably should have walked away from it a long time ago or tried harder to find a new one, but you were just sitting there complaining and hating it. The Tower will come along and say, well, you know what, enough of this, you're out of there. It could be you're in a bad relationship and you're thinking of leaving and you find out your spouse is cheating on you, or they come in and leave you, which even though you wanted out could be devastating. So the Tower does point to sort of a bigger event, but the real meaning behind it is that it will inside spiritually change you. And even though it might be painful, it will really strip down everything to what's important, and it will change your life and end up being in a very positive way. Perhaps you've been too materialistic and your house burns down. It'll, be very painful, especially, with things like pictures and stuff to lose. But in a way, it may be very freeing to be released of all those material goods that you spent way too much time worrying about, and realize that your family was safe, hopefully your pets were safe, and that's all that truly matters. So it's a way of, it forces you to put things in perspective. So I hope you have a good week. I think this is going to be a really cleansing week. For some reason, that comes to mind, that we're going to be able to release some things that we've really been hanging on to that have been dragging us down. And it might be a little scary. It might be upsetting at first, but I think in the long run, it's going to be completely transformative. And we'll be grateful that it happened, because without it happening, we wouldn't get to the place we need to go. Thanks again for watching.